Hello and welcome to the Ell'Chemist, and this is Soul Talk Sessions with a Scorpio Moon.
Rockets on the day.
Welcome to episode 4, and I'm really excited about this one because I have special guest Mhari, the astrologer, on with me today to discuss my birth chart. Now, I'm very excited about this episode, although we have already had some technical difficulties. Let me tell you, Mercury retrograde pre-shadow has fully kicked in. Mhari came over to mine the other night and we sat and we recorded 2 hours of this episode where she was taking me through all of my birth chart. We were going real deep into it. Everything was absolutely fantastic. Like, once it was over, clicked save, the app crashed, and the 2 hour long episode disappeared. I was absolutely devastated. So we've had to do a round 2. So the thing is that I've heard it already. The birth chart reading, I've heard it. It's not going to be as authentic as the first attempt, just because that was all fresh information for me. But you know, this time we're recording it again. I've already heard the stuff, but what I'm thinking is maybe it'll be good for you guys, like anybody that does know a little bit about astrology or knows their birth chart or knows how to follow some stuff. Get your birth chart out while you're listening. If any of your planets and houses and signs or whatever fall into the same as what mine is, then this will be really beneficial for you as well, because you'll be able to get a little insight into what it actually means if you don't know already. But one thing that I will say is I highly recommend anybody to get their birth chart read. Mhari is absolutely fantastic. The way that she explains it, it's just in such a way that you just feel so validated, but at the same time, you feel called out, it's just the mirror being held up to you, and like the explanations that come with it all. It's absolutely brilliant. Like, I highly recommend it literally to anybody that is not even like soul searching or anything, but just wants to understand a little bit more about where they've come from, their behaviours, their patterns, repeated experiences in your life, what your destiny is. I would just highly recommend it. If you're not, because let's be real, like when you look at a birth chart, it looks extremely confusing unless you are one of these people that have studied it and researched it and you know your shit. Then fair play to you, because I tried to do it many years ago and I just couldn't retain the information. I found it really hard, but since like this chat that I've had with Mhari, I am very keen to start researching it a little bit more. I think it will help me with what I do with my business as well. But just like listen, if you know that any of your signs like fall into the same houses as what mine do, then this is going to be really beneficial for you as well. So I'll kickstart that off very shortly, but first let me just give you a little update on the past 2 weeks of my life. Firstly, I need a drum roll. Someone give me a drum roll. No one's here. My cat's on my lap. I can't really drum roll my lap. But some really good news, guys, which I'm guessing some of you will be happy to hear, is that the delusion of Mr. Ringwood is over. It's done. It's over and done with. Oh my fucking God. I know it was a long time coming, a very long time coming. And don't get me wrong, and don't come at me with this, but I still have residual thoughts and feelings lingering around in my body. However, do I give any power to them? Fuck no. Do I give any real thought to them? Fuck no. I'm just very aware that they still exist. But this guy has been removed, unfollowed, and it's done with. It's absolutely done. And I tell you what, like the feeling, this guy, like, you know what, last week, the week before, or for the past month and a bit, 2 months maybe, because we are literally in November now. But he has consumed my mind, and I've just been like, oh my God, I want him so bad. I want him to want me, blah, 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 blah. Firstly, since I've had this tarot reading, this birth chart reading, it's made me feel better and more understanding and a little bit more less judgmental towards myself about why I did heavily attach myself to this situation. Because I don't know if you remember in my previous episodes, like I did say, it's not about him as a person, it's about the experience. But yeah, I'd already made the decision to remove him from my social media, like my Instagram, because we were still following each other. I made that decision to do that before my birth chart reading, based on just something that popped up for me that I saw, that I was like, do you know what, fuck you. I removed him, and then I had my birth chart reading a day or two after. And firstly, like, let me tell you, when I removed him, I cried my eyes out. I blubbed, I boo-hooed so hard. Oh God, I really did. I cried so hard. Not for him. I couldn't give a fuck about him. It was for me. I cried for me. I cried for my ignored intuition. I cried for the fact that I've always just known deep down in my soul that this was karmic, this was a pattern, this was repeated behaviours, there was a lesson here. You know, I was struggling to like figure out what it was, but like whatever it was keeping me hanging on. And I still am unsure if I've kind of learned the lesson. I think I have, but I was basically just crying for the time and effort and energy that I wasted. Not wasted, because no regrets and all that, but just the energy that I put towards this experience that I had. So like, I cried for that. I cried for that person that was so delusional and so desperate. And once again, I've evolved. Like every time I have one of these little circumstances with these absolute shit cunts, I evolve more and more every single time. And so now it's like I see him in my mind in a completely different way. So like when he does pop into my mind or into my feelings or whatever, I respond to it differently now, because it's like, oh, gross, no, not giving any energy to that now. And as I say, like having my birth chart reading really, really helped me understand why I was so heavily attached to it, why it took me so long, and why it was so difficult to release, I guess. And we'll get into that, and you'll hear about why. But yeah, it's over, it's done with. And of course, being a Scorpio moon and just thriving off obsession, I straight away was like, well, let's get onto Tinder. Let's find someone new to be obsessed with. And as I was scrolling through, obviously I saw Mr. Ringwood on there. Scrolled right past him, had a slight moment where I was like, oh my God, I've just scrolled past him. Shall I pay for Tinder so I can go back? And do you know, oh, fuck off, like grow up. No, I didn't, don't get me wrong. I actually just deleted Tinder because it's absolutely shocking on there. And I was also like, what am I doing? I don't want to get into another situation like this, especially not like this, like through a dating app or something. Like, I've got love-hate relationships with dating apps, and maybe at some point I will download it again when I get bored. You know, it's normally when I'm sat on the toilet or something and I'm just like, oh, I'm bored, what can I do on my phone? Oh no, let's download a dating app. You know, it's not always then, but I'm not going to do it for a while, because I really like my mind and my feelings when they're not being triggered. So we're just going to keep it chill for a bit, which I think is a good idea. So yeah, that's that. But you know, just hang on, because I am a Scorpio moon, obviously, but I'm also a Gemini, so I don't stick to stuff for too long before I do something. So we'll see. But anyway, shortly we're just going to get into the birth chart reading. But also, I just wanted to let you know that next episode 5, I'll have another very special guest who is a new friend of mine, who is actually a legend. Like, she came into my life as a client for a Reiki session, and since then we have just connected in really, really lovely ways. She's an absolute legend. Her name's Louise, and she's got so much stuff to say. And we've like kind of experienced the same sort of thing throughout our lives. Like, we've been through some real heavy experiences in our lives. We've suffered grief, abuse, all kinds of shit. And both of us are quite aware that we're pretty good people in like despite what we've been through, and we are really like dedicated to sharing our experiences to help others. Like, you know, it's like, don't you guys worry about going through it, because we've done it and we're gonna tell you how to avoid it. So episode 5 is going to be me and Louise just talking about all of the shit that we have endured in our life, and what has brought us to this moment now, and what has brought us to the place where we know that we want to help the collective, you know, from experiencing the same stuff that we have, or if you do, because some of it is unavoidable, to just know how to handle these better, and to also know that it's not going to break you, that it will bring you to a place of just better understanding, strength, courage, more passion, more motivation. Like, it'll just bring you into a real good place. Like, trials and tribulations are there for a reason. Challenges are there to make you, not break you. And that's what we're going to get. That's what we're going to be getting a little bit deep about. So that will be definitely an episode to lock in on, because Louise is hilarious as well. Did I say her name? Her name's Louise, by the way. Bear with me right now, because I am absolutely shattered, but that is all good. But yeah, Louise, she's a legend. She's absolutely hilarious. She's got absolutely no filter. She says it how it is. And yeah, I'm just here for it. Like, we've just completely clicked, and I couldn't imagine my life without her now. She's just an absolute fucking legend. So that'll be a real good one to tune into in 2 weeks' time. But for now, that's it, I think. I don't think I've got any more exciting news of the past couple of weeks. This is the only thing about my life. Like, when I don't have any of these little obsessive experiences going on, my life's pretty boring, to be fair. I mean, my work's been picking up real good. I definitely feel like, and this is going to have to be a separate episode all on its own, but I definitely feel like I'm stepping into some sort of mediumship with my Reiki business, and the Reiki treatments that I do. Like, I'm really connecting to spirit in a way that I never have before, and it's really interesting, actually. But I'll have to talk about that a little bit deeper in another episode, and probably actually it will be an episode when I talk a bit about my brother who's passed, because I am going to do an episode just purely dedicated to grieving and how that was for me, like losing my brother, and yeah, just like how it changed my views on death and grieving, basically. So that would definitely be one to tune in for as well. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, all of my episodes are ones that you should be tuning into. Like, let's be real. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into my birth chart reader. Now, buckle up for this one. Get your birth charts out just in case you can check to see if any of my placements align with yours, because it'll be so beneficial and interesting for you. But let's get into it. Okay, hello, Vary.
Hello.
Again.
I know.
We are here for round 2, and we are hoping that the pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde isn't going to kick us in the arse once again. So fingers crossed for this one. But firstly, Vary, just give us a little intro as to who you are, what you do, why. Tell us everything.
Okay. I was just thinking then when I saw the rainbow on the way here, there was a rainbow.
Oh, cute.
So it must be like a good sign. I'm hoping anyway.
That's definitely a good sign.
Yeah, so I'm Vary. I am an astrologer, and I've been into astrology for around 2 years now. And I fell in love with astrology because I was postpartum. My therapist at the time was like, go and find something to do. I wasn't really in the spiritual world at all. I was in like the self-development side of things, but nothing spiritual or anything like that. And I saw advertised like manifest your life or your dream life or something like that. And I was like, yeah, let's go. And I went to it, and it was all about astrology. And as soon as I learned my birth chart and all my signs, I just felt at home, and everything made sense. And everything I thought I had to be or should have been wasn't actually what I was here to do. And finding my birth chart gave me purpose and embraced all my flaws, and now I try and teach other people to do the same. Not teach, or show even.
Yeah, I love that. And that's what I was saying just in the beginning, like, because obviously I've already heard about my birth chart, but just the validation that I felt like I had from it, and like the mirror that's being held up, but in like all the best of ways, you know, to be called out. Like, 'cause I said, the way that you explain it as well is just so nice, like to call out, but in a really, really like validating way, to be like, no, like you're being called out for this, but you need to know this, like, you know, like these different reasons why you show up a certain way to different experiences in your life, and or attached to these things. It just makes you feel so much more just like content with yourself, like the understanding, like it's definitely beneficial.
Yeah, I think one of the feedbacks that I get back is that like afterwards they just feel like they have sort of a purpose and more of a direction to go. And I think because I've done a lot of inner work myself, obviously nowhere near healed, I don't think anyone ever does get there, but because I've done a lot of the healing work myself, I can kind of offer a little bit more as well. And because of my my Sagittarius placements and Leo, I am quite direct and I am quite honest, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like people that come to me understand what I'm like because they've seen me online.
Yeah.
And it's always with love. It's never to be like, you're a bad person. It's just to kind of say, well, what you need here to kind of move on or progress or whatever you want to do.
And I feel like that's one reason why I was kind of drawn to you as well, when I think you followed me on Instagram, but seeing all of your stuff, because I've just got so much time for people that, like you just said, you know, we're never all going to be fully healed. It's just one process after another, isn't it? And I've just got so much time for somebody that is like promoting themselves as that on social media and not trying to show up with some mask to be like, I'm healed, I know it all, I know this, I know that, because that's bullshit. I feel like you can see straight through that with people. Like, I pride myself on promoting that. Yes, I say it in I think every single one of my episodes so far, like, yes, I'm a Reiki healer, yes, I do massage, I'm studying counselling, I'm doing all of this stuff, but that takes nothing away from me still having flaws and still going through births and rebirths constantly and being in a process of healing like all the time. And that's how I'm going to present myself on social media. Like, I still struggle, I still get obsessed, I still have unhealthy behaviours. Like, it's real, and that's what I see that you're like you're promoting yourself as on social media as well, like that cutthroat. Like, when it was one of your videos the other day when you were just like, you were in a shit mood or something, and it was just like, this is how I'm feeling, fuck this, fuck that. It's like, yes, like, because we need more of that realness, like somebody who just shows up all the time as being happy and floaty and blah blah blah. It's like,
I mean, but
it's not right.
I feel like that calls to a certain people. I feel like if you want to go to someone who's going to tell you, like, I'm not saying I won't say you're amazing, because you are, but I'm saying if you want to go to someone who's going to just keep it light and fluffy and keep it lovely, that's absolutely fine.
Sure.
But I want to actually attract people that are similar to me, that want to do the hard work. Like, I don't think people talk enough about how isolating and how actually hard it is putting boundaries in place. Like, it's the hardest thing ever. Putting a boundary and saying no to your friend to go out for dinner isn't that hard, like, in the grand scheme of things. But putting boundaries in place where feelings are involved and, you know, your nervous system is used to that, that is a completely whole different kettle of fish, and it completely isolates you. And I'm going off on a tangent now, but I think that the people that I want to attract, I want to help, like, in a deeper level. I don't want to just scratch the surface. I want to help deeper, and so they can grow and also accept all their flaws, because humans are just, we do have flaws, like everyone has flaws.
Exactly that. And one of the processes of like coming into a deeper understanding of yourself, or self-awareness and self-development and all of that lot, is integrating the good and the bad. Like, it's people think that it is light and fluffy, you know, awakening or having a spiritual awakening or something like that. They all strive for a spiritual awakening because they think, oh my god, I want to be more self-aware. It's like, being self-aware is absolutely fucked.
It's horrible.
It's so deep. Like,
like, that's
you're
one of the
analysing
reasons I've
everything.
Kind of stopped. Like, so I've taken, like, just I've stopped therapy and I've just kind of taken more of a backseat because I just felt like just analysing fucking everything, and I was just like, I'm so sick of it. Like, and I'm not saying anyone should not do therapy or not do the work, like it's like you should, but also I think there comes to a place in life where you need to just feel, and I do think that your birth chart gives you that feeling of like looking at more of your water and fire placements rather than the air and the earth, which are more analytical and kind of gives you that to live from the heart.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see what's going on.
Yeah. Let's get into it. Round 2,
okay.
baby.
I know, I feel really weird because we're on round 2. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm just going to be repeating the same stuff.
So there's going to be no pretending here that I haven't heard this before, because obviously I have, but it's going to be different.
What? We're not going to pretend
this time. No. Oh my God, am I a Gemini sun?
Yeah. Oh my God, I didn't know. Okay. So we'll start the same process before because I think it flows nicely to do that. Yeah. So your North Node and your South Node, so are places in your chart that are really important. It's kind of what your soul wants to do. Your North Node is where your soul is going or heading to or wants to be. And your South Node is all the stuff that your soul has already learned. So we always feel quite comfortable in our South Node, and our North Node tends to be, so your North Node tends to be alien to you. It feels unfamiliar, unless you have that in your chart, in your personal 6. Yours is in Aquarius. When we look at Aquarius, we always think of the collective, and we always think, what can we do for the community here? And kind of that rebellious energy, so something always different. It's in your 8th house, which is all to do with taboo things. So yeah, taboo, occult, sex lies there. It's ruled by Scorpio, so anything darker themed is there. So when we're looking at your chart, I would be saying your North Node, you should be doing something for the collective that helps the collective, but in those realms of taboo, which I think you already sort of do.
Yeah, and I think I said last time, didn't I, like with the event that I put on for the Ancestral Rage Alchemy, of like screaming or alchemizing our feelings by screaming at the moon.
Yeah.
Like that's a little bit, I guess.
Yeah,
or
so
would
that's
be seen
really
as
in
taboo.
line with it, yeah. So anything that where people are like, well, you do that, is kind of like fitting in that. Like I said before, it is in 28 degrees, but with it being in 28 degrees, the final degree is 29. So for you, the potent degrees, they say in astrology, is 28, 29, or 1 and 0. Because if something's on the last degree, you feel a very heavy burden that you've got to make something in this life, like, because it's like the final time. So your soul will be pushing you to that. However, your South Node is in Leo. And when I do talk about signs, I want to just say that I'm talking about these as the low expression version of these. There's so many good expressions of all these signs, but when I'm talking it, sometimes it might come out bashing them. I'm not bashing them, I'm just saying it from a lower expression point. Yours is in Leo. Leo's very I energy, very me, and it's quite egotistical at times. So in previous lifetimes, you would have been yourself and relied on yourself to get through life. So it would have been very creative, using your charisma, which are all great things, but it's more thinking about it for your benefit, not for a wider audience benefit.
Yeah.
So yeah, in this lifetime, we want to move away from that sort of Leo I energy and think, how can I do things to help more people? Obviously, with Leo, it is a very dramatic, fiery sign. So there's lots of feelings attached to it, and they do move from their heart because Leo rules the heart. So however they feel, they act on it. Whereas like with Aquarius, they think about it more, their feelings. So we want to kind of have a healthy balance. We don't want you to forget all the good things about Leo, you know, your charisma, your creative talents and all that. We want to keep that, but we also want to bring the Aquarius energy. And we don't want to sit in too much feeling. We want to disconnect from the feeling slightly, but not so you don't know what you're doing. Not completely disconnect from the feeling where you're just cold, but it's sort of like in your purpose in this life, instead of coming from that feeling of, well, I want to do this, it's more, what can I do for other people?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely, because I really do feel like I am in that place now. Like I know that like the stuff or whatever that I've been through in my life to bring me to this moment has happened so I can help the collective. Like I've been through some real dark, deep shit.
Yeah.
And I may have got through it in some ways or some other ways, and maybe some of that was good and some of it wasn't. But like, I can resonate with people that are like, I really like to hear about the deepest, darkest truths of what somebody is going through, so I can resonate with it and try and explain to them that as dark as it is, like, you will get through it. And I want to put that out, like, collectively, because understanding that we are all walking around with such deep, dark feelings as well, and not really knowing what to do with them, or feeling ashamed to want to do something with them, like screaming at the moon. Like, I can't tell you how absolutely fantastic that was, just to get all of that emotion out. It's like, I need to put this out there to more people now, because I was just putting it for women, but it's like, no, I know that men need this. I know that everybody needs this, like some deep alchemy of our emotions.
Yeah, just sort of maybe even like your Reiki that you do, seeing how you can do that more collectively as well.
I have been thinking about that as well, actually, because I can do distance Reiki, which means that I can send Reiki to people without touching them. And even in a room full of people, I could send distance Reiki to everybody in that room.
Yeah,
so I was going to do that on... Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing, isn't it? Are you going to do your level 2?
No, not gonna do it. Oh. I don't. For me, I didn't enjoy it.
Oh,
so
really?
That's why I didn't do my level 2. Yeah.
Oh no, that's a shame.
I actually felt quite sick.
Did you?
Yeah, when they like did the whole attunement and that. Yeah.
Oh really?
I felt like I was going to throw up everywhere, and she was like, "Oh no!" She gave me like this little chewy sweet and everything, and some crystals. I really didn't like it. Yeah.
Maybe you got some real demons in you, girl.
No, well, probably. I just remember like she put like the power, and I was like, oh, I don't like it.
What?
So take it back.
What? No way.
And I did it afterwards. Like I did it on certain people, but I just felt like it wasn't. I don't know. I just felt like it wasn't aligned for me.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's okay.
Yeah.
I think some people like think that you've got to stick at something for your whole life or do something when actually we can change our beliefs and what we do all the time. Like
absolutely.
So I just decided that I didn't really love it. So
would you have it though? Would you receive it?
Yeah, I have it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay, good.
I've had it quite a lot in the past. So yeah, don't have anything against it as such. But for me, yeah, I just didn't. I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah. Oh, that. But you've got like one of the or two of the symbols then.
No, so I didn't get to the symbol part.
Oh, you didn't get the symbols.
2, so I did the one where you can like, you know, where you imagine you channel the energy, don't you, through the roots or something. I don't know. They do it all differently, don't they?
Yeah. Because I done my level 1 and level 2 in one day, and a lot of people over here are like, "Oh no, you can't do that." It's like, well, I did.
Yeah, my friend Charlie, I think she would be amazing at it because she already sort of does it.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, you don't really need to get someone to teach you, because it's like you already have the power within, don't you?
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Yeah.
So it's like just activating it.
And once, like, because they do say that you don't always need to know the symbols to call in the Reiki energy. Like, as long as your intention is for Reiki, then it will be there. So I think the symbols just obviously make it a little bit deeper. And because I've got my Reiki Master attunement, so I've got an extra symbol now, which has made it even deeper. Really? And that's why I'm stepping into some sort of like mediumship thing right now. And maybe, do you know what, maybe...
Because I channel.
Huh?
I was going to say, because I channel spirit, well, spirit's higher.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
So like even Reiki would... I thought that would be
I know,
good for you.
I don't mind it. I don't know what it was. I just didn't really enjoy it. I don't know if it's my teacher. I don't know. Maybe that was it. Maybe I just didn't gel for the environment. It felt quite unsafe.
Yeah, well, clearly if you're like...
So I don't know. Maybe it was just the whole thing about it. But yeah. And also at around that time, to be fair, was when I started full on meditating, like deep meditating into my higher power and higher spirit. And that's when, like, around the same time when I started getting the downloads and the voices. So yeah, maybe it was all connected, but now I just use it on and off. But it's quite annoying at times at the moment, I have to say, because like, yeah, I can just be like meditating with my eyes closed, and if I get into deep enough, then it starts going and I start hearing the voices, and then I can't, I'm like, oh, just...
Really?
Yeah, it's
I
weird.
fucking love it.
Yeah.
Is that this mediumship that seems to be coming over me since I've had my Reiki Master attunement, like, that just came to my head, but maybe that is another thing, like, collectively, like, that I could eventually move into, because it's still, like, I still get a bit confused when I'm doing Reiki on someone. I get, like, names or visions or little pictures or whatever of something, and it normally does mean something to the person. Sometimes
do you tell
it doesn't.
them?
Yeah, I'll tell them at the end.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, like, I'd start questioning myself, like, oh, maybe that was just not me. But I've learnt to trust it a little bit more now, to be like, it might not mean anything to you now, but it will, at some point.
Well, you'll be able to tap into it because you've got 12th house stellium, haven't you?
Oh, yes.
So we'll talk about that. But yeah, that would come from there. Means you can tap into it quite good.
Yeah, maybe that's going to be another little thing then.
Yeah, so I definitely try and... Because I think people with 12th house placement, especially, and you've got so much water, they find it quite easier. Like, water, definitely, they can tap in a lot easier. I actually found that I had to do quite a lot of work towards my... Like, because people always say to me, how'd you do it? And I'm like, I meditated every day for 10 minutes. It was painful because I'm only fire and air. But if you're more like water and more 12th house, I do have 12th house placements, but yeah, it's like 12, if you've got 12th house placements, 8th house placements, whereas 4th house sometimes you've got 4th house placements as well. And obviously you've got Scorpio moon and a Cancer, loads of Cancer placements. So
and what was the 12th house?
12th house is the unseen, the unknown. So it's literally tapping into that.
Oh,
dead.
yeah.
I think, so your first house is where you start, the start of your chart. It's the ascending sign. So you're a Cancer ascending. And goes the first house. First house is all about you. Then second house, third house, fourth house, fifth house, sixth house, seventh house, eighth, ninth, 10th, etc. Till you get the 12th house, where the 12th house is like death. Because the end of you, if that makes sense. Right,
yeah.
So when you've got 12 house placements, that's the unseen, it's more introspective, it's more intuitive, it's the dream sort of house. So if you've got placements in there, you're more tapped in.
And the stellium that I've got is in Cancer, is it?
No, Gemini.
Oh, Gemini.
Which is weird, because I actually didn't ask you this though. Because I know we spoke about you saying how you felt about Geminis, you weren't too sure. But how do you feel as a Gemini? Do you feel Gemini?
I guess I do, in the sense that I can adapt to things really easily, like new circumstances, like I can get on with loads of different people, and I guess like chameleon onto people, if you know what I mean. And I think for so much of my life as well, I have just solely seen myself as a Gemini, but it's only been within the last few years that I felt like I've resonated more with my Scorpio moon, because I think the depth of my feelings, and then also knowing other Geminis that just didn't feel as deeply as what I did, I was like, I don't understand, like. And then also because I like knew so many Geminis, I thought, I don't really like these people that much.
It's so funny, isn't it? Because I feel like Geminis, and by the way, when I'm saying this, I'm not slating Geminis or any stuff, but obviously we do have people that are, you know, low vibes and high vibes, and depending on the rest of their chart as well. But like, people always say to me, they've always had a bad run-in with Gemini, with a Gemini.
Geminis get a bad
They do.
fucking...
But do you know what? I know I shouldn't say this because I'm an astrologist, but I freaking love a Gemini. Absolutely love them.
Well, you're welcome.
Yeah, I love them. I think they're brilliant. I think a good Gemini is good.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, I do know some good Geminis, but I think you just automatically think, oh, we're gonna get on because we're both Geminis, but holy shit, yeah, no.
You're gonna clash quite big though, because it's quite two big personalities. So
yeah. Because they get a bad rap because everyone's like, oh, you're two-faced. I'm like, two-faced? I've got so many faces. Like,
I think
I'm a different face for every single aspect of my life.
I don't know where the two-faced thing kind of comes from. Is it because the two twins isn't really the two-faced? It's kind of just that they can mould into different people because they are social creatures, social beings. They are the butterflies, so they can mould into different groups and different people. Like, and I always say with Geminis, if you're feeling low, like, go and socialise, because you really do like socialising. So always go. They're a jack of all trades. They can learn so much. They can talk to different people. They tend to be funny and actually fun.
I am hilarious.
So if I am, see what I mean? It's funny, isn't it? I am hilarious.
I actually am.
Like, I find, like, if you you have to have an element, don't you? Like, yes, you've got your Scorpio moon, but then you've got like this fun side of you. Do you know what I mean? So it's like the best of both worlds. Yeah. And like, they're always like, I always find like Geminis, if you're out with them, like, they never want to go home, and that's great for people like me because I don't want to ever go home either.
Oh really? Because I always want to go the fuck home. Always. Well, yeah, now I do. Well, but that's like, I guess growing up, I was so social. Like, I loved being out. Yeah. I literally, I love it when somebody cancels plans now. I'm all about staying in.
But Geminis can be quite on their own as well, because they like their own hobbies. So like, that's the thing. Gemini needs a lot of stimulation, and they need hobbies, and they need interest. If they don't have that, they're going to find bitching and all that a way to channel that energy, because they are really creative. People who are Geminis who tell me they're not creative, I tell them to F off. Like, don't tell me you're not creative. You are creative. Like, you're one of the most creative signs, along with Cancer and Leo. They're probably like my top 3 creative signs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So saying that you're not creative, Taurus as well, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, they would be my top creative signs. So for Gemini to say they're not creative, I'm like, well, it's just because you either haven't been not taught, but explored your creativity, or you're just not trying. Like, you just need to go out and try new things, because you definitely are a creative.
I'd say that I'm definitely creative, but when I'm thinking about the other Gemini people that I know, I feel like they haven't tapped into their creativity.
No, I don't think we do as a nation, though, are we? Because
Yeah,
we're all so
no.
consumed by any free time. We just sit there scrolling.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas, like, before we had our phones, like, if you got bored, you actually had to find something to do.
Yeah. I was going to say something else as well then, I can't, it's just left my mind. I think I might have mentioned it in one of my other episodes, where I said that I feel like my Gemini sun, like, obviously I was talking about obviously my Scorpio moon, and Scorpio being the sign of like death and rebirth and transformation and stuff, and how that happens quite often, and how difficult that can be to go through like a constant cycle of death and rebirth. But I feel like my Gemini makes that a little bit easier for me personally, because of how easy they can adapt to situations.
Yeah, so Scorpio's a fixed sign, so it doesn't actually like change.
That's
even
what I
though
said,
it needs to change.
Yeah.
Gemini is a mutable.
Yeah.
It is. Sorry. It's like mutable, cardinal. I was like, no, it's not cardinal. Yeah, so it's immutable, so it actually likes change. So yeah, it would like, it doesn't bother you so much to change.
Yeah.
And things like that. But I think, actually, from my own experience of looking at everyone's chart, mutable tends to take over the fix. So I'm predominantly fixed. I'm a Leo. I've got 3 placements in Leo, so I'm really fixed. But I would say I'm more changeable because of my Sagittarius.
Oh, really?
Rising, because actually a mutable sign changes my whole chart. So yeah, it depends how you feel, what you're fixed in. And I suppose it depends what area it's in. So yours is in your 5th house, your Scorpio moon, which is obviously all to do with creativity. So yeah, that's the way that you express your emotions. But your 12th house, that, because it's in also quite a fluid house, you're going to be more susceptible to change as well.
So the way that I express my emotions is in
creativity. Or you should do, in other words, if you don't. So when you're feeling depressed, overwhelmed, you said poetry.
Yeah, poetry. That's what we said. And it's kind of always been that way as well. So that's like that's the kind of fixed thing that I need to alchemize it through. Creation in some way like that. Yeah,
arts things would be an amazing thing to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I do try and follow that.
Yeah, it's weird how you always kind of go towards that as well naturally.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't ever think to do that.
Would you
Channel.
not? No.
No, emotion free. No. I got no emotion. No, I'm joking.
Dead inside.
Yeah. So yeah, that was we kind of went on a little bit of topic there, but yeah, that was your North Node and your South Node. So like I said, it's at the last degree, so you feel a really strong pull to do something with your life. But actually on the flip side, your MC is at 1 degree. So your MC is what you're known for in this lifetime, how others perceive you. Yours is in Aries, it's at 1 degree. So it's the first time that your soul's ever really been in Aries in the MC. So it doesn't actually know what to do there. It's got loads of fire, it's got loads of passion, it's a fire sign Aries, it's direct, it's bold, it takes movement, but it's kind of like, I want to do everything, I want to try everything, because it's new energy. So it's kind of actually confusing, because you're like, I really want to make this big impact, but I also want to try loads of different things, and I don't really know what I'm doing in this life.
Yeah.
So
if that's what I'm known for, am I known for not really knowing what I'm doing in life?
No.
So everybody looking at me like, she ain't got a fucking clue. Look at her.
No, actually, in life, it would be more internal. You would feel like that, but people on the outside would see you as more Aries, and in your career, so that when you want to do something, you go after it. You're bold, you're impulsive, you're direct, you're honest. You just go with it. Can't hold you back.
Yeah.
But there would be like this sort of internal thing of like, I don't really know what I'm doing. I just want to make something bigger for myself because of the 2 degrees.
I definitely
difference.
do that.
Yeah.
I've got all the gear, but no idea.
Yeah.
I think I said that last time as well, didn't I? Like, I know how to do Reiki, I know how to do massage, I know how to read tarot or whatever, but how to actually start a business and how to get it off the ground and actually make it successful and do all of that stuff, no idea.
Yeah, but that's just a new thing altogether, isn't it? We're not taught it in school, so how the fuck will we know?
Yeah, true that. And I always thought that was like my Gemini as well, like having so many different ideas of what I wanted.
Your Gemini will enhance that too, of you being like, I just need loads of new different hobbies, because you need a lot of stimulation.
Yeah.
But it's just channeling it into the right things to help you out, instead of, because Gemini's scatty energy, it needs sometimes like a little tame to kind of guide it through life.
Scatty is right for sure.
So I forgot to say as well, like with the Aquarius energy, to be more weird and show more weirdness to the collective. So make that sort of the start of your show kind of thing. Yeah. Oh,
I feel like I can definitely do that, because that just comes naturally for me, being weird. But also holding that back in fear of what people might think.
Yeah, but that's your Leo South Node. Leo cares what people think.
Oh.
So actually, even though you've got no Leo in you, you have, because from past lives you've been very Leo-like.
Yeah.
Probably a Leo. Probably famous of some sort. So Leo cares a lot about what other people think. Aquarius is the sister sign. Aquarius doesn't give a fuck. Doesn't care. It's weird. It's rebellious. So show more of that, rather than caring what other people think and not doing things because of other people's opinions and thoughts and da-da-da. Ignore them, fuck them. Do what you want to do.
All right, yeah, I can do that.
Where should we go next? Should we go to your moon, or do you want to go to your relationships? Let's leave that up to you.
Let's go to my relationships, because as I did let everybody know at the beginning, I have finally released myself from the grips of Mr. Ringwoods.
Have you deleted him off socials yet?
I deleted him, yeah.
Yes.
And then I had a big boohoo after.
No, that's fine. We need to cut that energy out.
Yeah. Because I was saying that I removed him, had my boohoos, and then it was a couple of days after that you came and read me my birth chart, and it was like, just because, again, I'm saying it wasn't about him, it was about the experience, yeah? Just the understanding that I then had from you reading out my birth chart of like why it was so deep for me, the fucking karma and everything like that, like why it was so difficult for me to detach and everything like that. Like it just made so much more sense. Like, I feel so when he comes to my mind now, there's such little emotional attachment to it, if any at all. I think
because you've got so much in your 7th house, and so much of your chart is to do with relationships and karmic lovers and karmic patterns. I think actually what we didn't say before, what I should have said is like when you get in a relationship or one ends, think of it as, what is this showing me? And is it showing me, is it safe, or is it that it's testing my boundaries? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because your 7th house is ruled by Capricorn. So for you, Capricorn people are what you're sort of looking for, which probably makes you feel a little bit.
Yeah.
But
it's like I've always just, no offense Capricorns, but I've always just been like, they're emotionally dead.
Yeah. Which can be true. They do struggle with emotion, but maybe it's not that you need to find Capricorn person. That's not what we're saying. We're saying that people with Capricorn qualities would be good for you. So Capricorn, in a good sense, in a high expression, I should say, is loyal, is dependable, it works towards goals that are aligned for them, it looks after people, it cares for people, it really wants to lay down the roots and have something sustainable. So in a relationship, that's great. Yes, the downside of Capricorn is they can struggle with emotion, but actually, because you've got so much water in your chart, you might be good with them for opening up. And if you get a Capricorn that obviously is evolved and more in touch with their feelings, or Capricorn energy, or a man or woman, whatever, who is more in touch with that softer side, then that would be good for you with all the other things. Because I think you said you've never really sort of thought about the long-term vision for you in relationships, which Saturn which is the planet of karma, the planet of discipline, the planet of I'm going to make you work hard for this, is sitting in your 7th house. So yes, your relationships are difficult, but I think it's there because it's teaching you to look at it more long term than short term.
And because I think I did say this before as well, like I've always been shown very, very soon on meeting someone within the first week, 2 weeks, month, whatever, that they're not right for me. Like what you just said there, like, is this offering me safety or karma? I always know in my heart of hearts that it is a lesson, because this person has presented themselves to be a liar or deceitful in some way, and I just go ahead with it anyway, like, because I quiet that side of me, like, because maybe in some sense I want them to prove themselves even more first, or I want to prove myself wrong, you know, to have these thoughts. But I still don't think about it in a long term, probably because they've already presented to me that they're not going to be around. I think if they're presenting
to you as something big, like that you should get rid of straight away, then that is your cut-off to be like, no, I'm worth more.
Yeah.
And to remove them. And I also think that with Saturn there and it's Capricorn, you are going to feel a huge responsibility to looking after people.
Yes.
There. And that's what we want. We want you to move away from that. It's not your job to look after people. It's not your job. It's there in your Capricorn. Because it's telling you to kind of like sift through the shit. Like just try and think about things more logical, more what you want, and more aligned with the version that you want. Not, I'm just going to look after you. Like, I can heal you, I can change you, because that's not your responsibility. That's your water. Do you know what I mean? But that's not.
Yeah.
You can't heal anyone. You can't do that.
I feel like I struggle.
You can, but not. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you can help people, of course you can, but it's not your responsibility.
Yeah, I can't control somebody else's healing journey, like, at all. I can't take that away from them. And I guess, like, maybe I struggle with owning or honouring my boundaries and those feelings that I get right at the beginning, and I question them because of something to do with how worthy I feel about myself.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like maybe I have to stay in it because, like, I can't get better. Like, I can't.
Yeah, I think that would
it
be
makes
something
sense in my head, like.
That you need to really delve into as to why do I stay in these relationships?
Yeah. Because
that's a shadow. That's an ego thing.
And I don't feel confident enough in myself to, like, cut it off straight away, but
because you're
from
not
the first thing.
Yourself.
Yeah, because I think maybe I'm being a little bit too over analytical or something like that. If I'm like, well, the first thing, like.
Well, it depends what the first thing is. If it's like, give me an example.
Was somebody lying?
Well, about what?
So my ex-wife, she, within the first like 2 weeks, lied about still being married and living with her ex-wife.
Okay, yeah, that's a big red flag.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought we were like talk like they lie because they like didn't, I don't know, take out the trash or something. You know,
nah.
Take out
no,
the
it's
trash.
always like real deep. Yeah, I think she, like, normally the things that have shown themselves to me within the first couple of weeks, like, they are deep things. It's not someone lying about something surface level. It is a deep thing, and it's 9 times out of 10 to do with an ex. Always. Literally every single person that I've ever been with has had, the issues that we've had has been to do with their ex. It's like an ex has come back in, or they've been texting their ex still, or they're still married to their ex, or something like that. There's always a third party energy that lingers. And I
think this is that your whole chart, though, because we'll talk about all the other placements as well, are bringing in these people to kind of test you. And I know it's hard for me to sit here because obviously some people aren't going to have these things, but that sort of, you getting your, what's the word, trust, like, I'm so sorry, I'm a bit scatty today, aren't I? I feel like I'm more scatty than last time.
That's all right.
But I feel like the thing is with Scorpios is the reason they have a trust problem is normally because previously they've been proven to be right about that nudge, that feeling they've had about someone.
Yes.
Now, because your whole chart is, obviously you've got your Scorpio moon, but you've also got Pluto there. You've got that whole energy, everything's about your relationships, it is going to put that in the testing for you, because you've got so potent placements like Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, all in your 7th house. Then we'll talk about them later, but you've got Chiron in your 1st house. Then we got a Scorpion moon with Pluto on top of it. These are all very deep, mistrusting energies that are going to keep coming in. And your job, well, not your job, but you know what I mean, it is your job.
Yeah.
Your job is to find out, to trust those feelings when you're right. And if you're telling me that you're normally right, we need to build that self-trust up.
Yeah, because I have fucking failed those tests every single time so far.
And you know, that's probably why Saturn's not giving you a long-lasting relationship.
Yeah.
Because
sorry,
you're
Saturn.
not listening. I know, I say it all the time. Like, he's like a ruler, isn't he? He's like, I'm in your 7th house, and you keep not listening and keep going for people that aren't aligned with the long-term values. You're not showing me that you want this.
Yeah. And that's where I was going a bit, is like, I don't ever honour that feeling that I get real deep, because I don't feel like I'm good enough to, like, does that make sense?
Yeah,
like, I don't feel like I'm good enough to be like, no thanks, see you later. Like, because I think, how dare I? Like, because I guess I don't put myself to a very high regard to be that cutthroat with people, to just cut them off like that. I'm like, well, no.
Why aren't you worth it?
I feel like because I've always been hurt in a way, so it's like I've been made to feel like I deserve that kind of energy, maybe, or maybe like what I've seen growing up. I don't know. Like, it's like I just don't feel like I am not confident enough, but like I'm in a place enough to just be like, no thanks. Even though that's exactly what I know that I should do, but then I think, who do you think you are? Like, that's a bit rude. But then I also encourage people to do that immediately as soon as they get that kind of energy from someone. I'm
It's
like,
really hard, yeah. I just think if you're getting these sort of big signs, like I say, and like, you know, you're worth more and you know you want more, then now you know that you're not going to get a good relationship, not good relationship, but you're not going to get what you want if you keep letting people mistreat you, basically.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, actually, like, when I have, even if it's not been like straight away, but it's definitely like, if I've definitely not let a relationship run as long as what I would normally, when I know that it's bad, but when I have actually honoured that energy and cut something off when it's felt off, that liberation, like that feeling of like, you know, like all of your ancestors, spirit guides, angels, everything are just rejoicing behind you in like absolute joy. Like, that's what it feels like to do that. And then I do, like, when I think back to times that I have actually done that, and this has only been within the last probably couple of years since I moved here to Ringwood, actually, and came out of my relationship with my ex-wife, because I just really thought with her, like, there's absolutely no way in hell that I'm ever going to put myself through something like that again. It has welcomed in better energy, like, obviously not a better energy to the point where I've then found the love of my life, because obviously that hasn't happened, but just better energy in other aspects of my life, better experiences, better things. Like, I felt more aligned, like, when I actually have stood on that. So I need to remember that.
Yeah, because the universe is going to be like, yes, thank you.
Yeah, you've done
Here
it.
Here you go, direct you in something else. Doesn't need to be a relationship, it could be something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think really sitting down and trying to work out the kind of relationship that you want to bring in, the kind of energy you want, and the kind of, you know what I mean, like a tick list. Like, I know people are like, you shouldn't have a tick list. Why not?
Yeah, too
You're
right.
worth it.
Absolutely.
And like, think about those long-term goals about what you actually want to do and what you would like someone to join in to do.
Yeah.
Because being in a relationship should be like two separate souls together, shouldn't it? You both have your goals, your values. Well, you should have shared values, but you know what I mean? You should be working towards something separately, or together if it's the same thing, but you need your own goals and things. Does that make sense? Am I making sense?
You need to be able to maintain your, like, autonomy in a relationship.
Yeah.
But still be open to collaboration and
Whereas
growth.
what normally happens is you just give yourself to the other person, and then you wonder why everything's not working out.
Yeah, and I've definitely made that mistake in the past. And it's even like you know, when you do step into that place, when you do honour yourself and your emotions in that way, or how you truly feel, that is how you know that it really is your intuition as well, because you'll just feel that sense of liberation or just that sense of complete calm.
Yeah.
You know, if you're doing something that triggers your ego or something a little bit, you'll have all of these questions and you'll be doubting, or you'll feel some type of way about it. But when you've honoured that intuition, like even when I unfollowed Mr. Ringwood the other night, I cried my eyes out.
But it probably felt peaceful, right?
It was the most peaceful feeling. I feel like that's why I was crying, because I was finally able to feel my intuition. I was finally able to connect with it to the point where I was like, oh, I'm so sorry for ignoring you. Like, I'm so glad you're back now. Like, I can feel you a lot stronger. Like, I needed that.
Yeah, and I think the more that you work on that, the more your intuition's going to get stronger and stronger as well. I think we touched on it last time, but like intuition comes from a place of knowing, calmness, stillness. It feels right. It doesn't come from fear. It doesn't come from panic.
Yeah.
And like that's your anxiety in your head. Do you know what I mean? Like trying to almost overrule your intuition, right?
Yeah,
because when you first know this isn't right, your head's going like, you should be more this, you should You need to forget that and remember that deeper feeling.
And that's because I think we said that intuition is a statement, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then that ego or that anxiety is questions. Like,
Exactly.
you literally said, this isn't right. That's a statement. Your intuition absolutely knows it and will say it how it is. But then you leave it a second longer, or you date yourself. It's like, oh, but what if this and what if that? All these questions start coming in, which then make you think, oh, this is my intuition actually getting curious. It's like, no, like your intuition knew.
From
Very
day dot.
at that, yeah.
You knew from day dot.
Yeah.
So we talked a bit about Saturn, but on top of there's Uranus and Neptune, very two big energies. There they are all conjunct. Conjunct means that they're basically all near each other. And what I say is conjunctions can be really good in some ways when it's in a good placement. I don't like to say good and bad, but just make it easier for everyone else. A good placement. And they can be also quite bad and powerful and overpowering. Powering. I can't say that word now. And sometimes. So if we think about, we've got these huge planets with loads of energy. They need all their space to kind of radiate the energy. When they're close together, they're like, they can't move. They can't express themselves fully. So all the energy sort of merged together as one. So you've got Saturn there, which is a huge planet. Very, very powering, Mr. Saturn. Then you've got Neptune and Uranus. Neptune, dreamer energy. It's almost like he comes in like the candy shop guy. Do you know what I mean? Like feeding all the lollies out, but deep down he's going to take you. He's very delusional.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he makes your life delusional.
Oh,
because
yeah.
yours in your 7th house, he's making your relationship seem delusional. On top of that, you've got Uranus. Uranus is the planet of chaos. So he's actually very intelligent, Uranus. He is a smart cookie, but he's also very chaotic energy. So basically what that means is you can expect in your relationships unexpected ending, things to go off track, things to go wrong. And then on top of that, you've got that Neptune energy that's kind of feeding you delusion, making things not what they seem. You may have had people in your life be telling you like, that guy's not right for you, and you just can't see it because you're living too much in a fantasy, basically.
I feel like Neptune rules my entire life, really.
Is he?
With the delusion.
He's actually trining your moon.
Oh, is that why I actually am?
But that should be good energy. It's almost giving you good energy and used in the right way. It's actually supportive energy to your moon. What's a sextile? So it's very minuscule.
So it's a good delusion.
Yeah. It's like it should. Well, it depends how you use it. When it's a square, that's tension. So I have it square. But when it's a sextile or a trine, well, slightly less than a trine. Trine is really beautiful energy. It's like, wow, yes, use that, flow that. When it's sextile, it's sort of smaller. So it's not a harsh aspect on your moon or your emotional world. So it will affect your moon, but it shouldn't be as, like sort of delusional. But where we talk about the delusion, is it mainly in relationships that sort of, you can be a bit delusional in things?
Relationships, or even in circumstances that aren't even relationships.
Yeah, well that is Neptune saying he's clouding it for you. Neptune offers nurturing energy, it offers caring energy, it offers like love, dream. Its ruler is Pisces, the dreamer world. So yes, it gives that lovely nurturing, that lovely, everything's nice energy, but when it's channeled incorrectly in relationships, that's where we see the problem or the issue. And that's it's kind of listening, maybe a little one. I wouldn't ever say this in relationship advice, but maybe sometimes do take on the opinions of your friends and outside people. So yeah, with your relationships are going to be really karmic. They're also going to be a little bit delusional. Well, you're going to make them a little bit delusional. And with that, I would say you need to try, like we said, someone with long-term goals, someone reliable, someone steady, someone who's got their shit in place. I mean, are you going for the right type of people, really? Probably not. Yeah. And then you actually need, because you've got Uranus there, you need a little bit of intelligence there as well. Someone who's intelligent. Because you've got Gemini, right? Gemini needs stimulation, needs to talk a lot.
Yeah.
They are actually very clever, Gemini. So you need someone to stimulate that. So I'd be looking at someone with intelligence as well that can actually hold a conversation.
Yeah, that is very important to me, especially even in like friendships and stuff, or like passing little relationships. You know, I need somebody who can communicate really well. Yeah. Like, that can have deep chats, not just surface level shit. Yeah. Because I can't deal with that at all. Surface level talk. No thanks. But so also I was going to say, sorry, as well, like, would that, so obviously my Scorpio moon or whatever, in my relationships, when I do meet people and they've shown themselves to be who they are, would that Neptune, would that have something to do with playing into me delusion, like seeing them through eyes of delusion?
Yeah, that's exactly what it's doing.
So not having that confidence, be like, no, because I'm being a bit delusional about the whole situation.
100% you're being delusional, especially the 7th house it's just not, it's soulmate connection, so that can be soulmate friendships as well. Yeah, it's just not surface level. So like 11th house is more like friends, you know, like social circles and friends and things like that. Your 7th house is deep soul relationships. So yeah, if we're talking about relationships as well, we want to include other signs that we look for. So we don't want to just look at one house, we want to look at all the aspects. So when I'm looking at relationships, you want to look at your communication style. We touched on it a little bit, but your Mercury is the way, that's how you communicate and how you think. That's in Gemini, so you want to be with someone that can match that Gemini energy. Normally air or fire would be good because those tend to go together, but you know what, sometimes it doesn't work like that. You want to look at someone that can complement your moon as well, so someone that has got also the depth with there. Where else? Your Venus in Cancer, so it wants a very nurturing, loving, so someone that can complement that Venus as well. So you're kind of looking at all three of those plus the 7th house kind of match.
Okay, and so what it was like a Capricorn energy, but somebody that's also got some depth and can communicate.
Yeah, so someone that's got who can communicate, that's going to complement your Gemini and your Cancer Venus. And the emotional depth will complement your Cancer Venus and your Scorpio moon. But we also don't just want that. We also want someone that's steady, that's reliable, that kind of has long-term standing goals, that has the same values and things like that as you. Yeah. As well.
Because I think actually that was something that I said to you last time as well from the pattern app. It comes up saying you don't want a relationship just because you want to be with somebody that wants to build something long term, like even if and I think it says like a business or a family or something like that. Not that I actually want a family, but somebody that wants to go in long term for something tangible, for sure. So that makes a lot of sense. But how the fuck how am I gonna how am I gonna know this? Like, how am I gonna know this?
Because your intuition's gonna tell you.
Yeah.
You're gonna know. You're gonna know when it feels right. Because everything that your nervous system is used to will suddenly relax, feel steady. It will be calm, and you're probably not gonna like it. You're probably gonna be like, oh, what is this?
And that's the thing, isn't it? It's that. Because they always say, like, your first healthy relationship after years of abusive ones is the most difficult, is the most triggering. Yeah. So how do you determine whether it's triggering because it's an unhealthy relationship or it's triggering because it's a real nice healthy one that you should probably...
So that's when when you're like, oh, well, I'm questioning myself whether they're big things or small things. For example, like they say that when you're actually supposedly dating healthily and... when you meet them, you're not going to have that huge, like, oh, I love them. hi,
Oh,
Mary, mate.
yeah.
You won't have that because you're going to see them once a week, twice a week, 3 times. Do you know what I mean? And by the time that you're at the 5th date or 6th date, 4th date, whatever the date is, and you don't feel it, you wouldn't have, slept with them, invested so much energy with them. You would be in the right space to be like, no, that's not for me. And then maybe it might be that like you're dating them and it's because they might not have texted you back for 6 hours, but then they've communicated like, I'm going to be busy today. Do you see what I mean? So you're going to hate that because they haven't texted you for 6 hours. It's going to drive you insane because you're not used to that.
Yeah.
But actually, like, that's normal. Like, people have day-to-day lives.
Yeah. But I am top priority. That's exactly what happened with me and Mr. Ringwood.
But communication is key, right? Because
Yeah.
if they had texted you at the beginning of the day, like, hey, I'm really sorry, hope you've had a lovely morning, like, hope you're okay. I'm actually going to be really busy today, so I won't be able to text you back till this evening. Yes, that's going to be triggering for you. You're going to hate it, but you can't have a go at him because he's communicated it, right?
Yeah. That is what fucking happened with Mr. Ringwood. Like, he messaged me saying in the morning, I'm going to be really busy today, so I won't be able to text you until break. But then break never came, and it got to like 4, 5, 6 o'clock, and I still didn't hear from him. And then I impulsively messaged him. But in my defence, I felt his energy changing before that message. So, like, I felt like that message was the first stage of him pulling back, like I felt his energy changing through the week.
Yeah.
And then he sent that message on the Friday, after the night after I'd cooked for him, given him a massage, let him have a shower, like we had a lovely evening. That message came in the morning. It was extremely triggering for me, especially not to hear from him then all day. And then I did impulsively send a message to be like, it's very fucking clear that you're pulling back, I done that. But his response back was like...
Was it a nice message? Okay, so 2 things about this. When he was before, so this is typical avoidant energy, right? So he's actually love bombed you, right? You're texting back and forth, crazy. It sort of shouldn't really be like that. I say this loosely because obviously sometimes it is and sometimes it works out absolutely fine. But to protect your boundaries and protect everything else, it shouldn't be you two texting, love bombing, spending a week together. You know what I mean? Like running off to the hills. Because what happens is you get hurt because his feelings.
Yeah.
So he's being typical avoidant because he's love bombed you. Whereas what I'm saying is if it's just steady energy that he's giving you, and he's just texting you, maybe just in the evenings. Like, hey, how are you? Yeah, let's plan to meet. And he's reliable and he keeps his word each time and sees you. That's going to build, but it's going to be triggering for you because you're used to someone being completely obsessed with you. Or you want someone completely obsessed with you.
Yes, oh my God, that is going to be so hard because I feel like if somebody is not obsessed with me at the first time talking to me, how am I going to continue to talk to them? Because I'm like, God, you're boring. No, I can't do that.
No.
That's bad. No.
But also, we're missing a key point that you are a Gemini stellium, right? So I think you're blaming a lot of this on your moon, but actually the Gemini energy it wants it like, it's excitement. So when you meet someone new and they're love bombing, you're like, oh, new energy, I love this,
yeah,
yes.
I love it, love bomb me.
So it's like, yeah.
Oh God, this is going to be so hard.
Yeah.
Fuck. Maybe I'm just going to literally be in karmic relationships for the rest of my life because how am I going to just get...
I think
Jesus,
though that like we said, going over to your first house, so we'll go over to that now. Your first house is in Cancer because obviously you're Cancer rising. You've got your Mars there, you've got your Venus there, and you've got your 7th, and you've got your Chiron there, sorry. So your Chiron is a wound that we carry over from other lives. It's a really heavy wound, the Chiron. It's something I'm really passionate about because it really blocks my chart. But you need by healing this wound, it allows you access to so much. And yours is in Cancer, so that is a feeling of not feeling good enough or not feeling lovable enough. It's one of the deeper ones of like you've never really felt like you can express your emotions safely. You've never felt nurtured enough or cared for. And it's literally conjunct your Venus. Your Venus is how we love, how you show love. And they're together, they're close, right? So technically, that Chiron there is sort of, if you're in that energy of feeling unsafe, unworthy, unlovable, he's sort of blocking that potential for love. So it is one of the heavier chirons, Cancer, because it's ultimately, you just don't feel safe within yourself.
I know when you said that last, like the first time, that really got me actually. Like that was a real, like, wow moment for you to actually say. It's like you've never actually felt love or loved, in my life. Like I was like, fuck, like, and I know my mum and dad love me.
Yeah.
Obviously, friends and stuff have loved me, but it's never felt unconditional. I felt like there's always been so many conditions with friends, family, or whatever, or just, yes, I'm loved, but for their idea of who I am, not actually who I am at my core. Like I don't feel like that's ever been a thing. And so also where you're saying like Chiron is sort of past life wounds,
but it gets reaffirmed when you're younger.
Okay.
So there would have been a point in your life, whether you can pinpoint it or it's just a general theme of that you've not felt safe within yourself, truly loved, truly a place to express your emotions, because you're Cancer, right? Cancers need, the one thing they need, I say about Cancer is a place to express that emotion, a safe place. Most Cancers haven't had that. They've been told, you're too sensitive, you're too much, your emotions aren't allowed. That isn't. So therefore what happens is they shut off with that sort of fluid emotion that they should have, where they cry, where they're happy, where they cry, where they're sad, that full spectrum of emotions, right? It gets shunned and it gets put in a box and they lock it out, and then pardon the sort of pun, but they get crabby, they get shitty because they're like, because they're just not allowing that emotion to flow. And when they get upset, they're like being told, even like throughout your life, even as your kid, you might be told you're too sensitive, you're too much, you're too this. But then also you've got partners telling you that. That's not allowing you safety to express those emotions.
Yeah.
And so who gives a fuck if you're too much?
Yeah.
Who cares if you're too sensitive? Who cares if you cry at everything?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Definitely stepping into that now.
Yeah.
And I'm so open about that now, even with all my clients. I'm like, by the way, it, like, say during Reiki, I'm like, you might not cry, but I will.
Yeah.
I cry about everything, literally all
Yeah.
the time. Like
Yeah.
I'm so much more comfortable with that now. And I do think as well, being here, like in my own home, my own place, like stepping away from my old hometown, Portsmouth, all those people that have got this idea of me, of who I was. Like even when my brother died, like I think people were so, it was so alien for people to see me cry, because I've always been like the joker, the social one, the one to pick everybody up. That my brother dies and I'm upset and people are like, oh my God, no, don't cry. And it's like, my brother's dead. Like I kind of need to, I'm grieving. But I stopped myself crying because in front of other people, because I couldn't handle people telling me not to anymore. I couldn't handle people not being able to handle my genuine emotion. It's like, I'm not just crying just because I'm crying because my brother's fucking dead. Like it's justified, but I just shut it off because I couldn't deal with people telling me not to.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of water places do. They just shut it off.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And it's just not healthy for them at all, because it's like, that bubbling, it just sits there simmering. And then it overflows, and you shove it back in the box till your next 9 months. And it's actually just allowing yourself to feel the emotions, because that's what you're here for.
Yeah.
You're here to feel every spectrum of emotion. You're here to be empathetic. You're here to be nurturing. You're here to look after everyone. I say this in a loose, not literally, but you know what I mean? You are that nurturing, healing energy, the Cancer. It's the most intuitive, empathetic sign there is. So embrace it and love it. But I definitely work on that Chiron, on trying to find emotional safety for yourself. I mean, when you said earlier you don't feel good enough, that's ultimately part of that Chiron, and you need to work on doing that. Kind of when I'm looking at your chart now, I feel like you work on your Chiron, your Venus is then gonna sort of bring you abundance, it's gonna bring you love, because Venus doesn't actually just represent love, it represents money, it represents all the abundance of things. So things, am I making sense? So yeah. Working on that is going to bring you that abundance and love.
Yeah.
And I think once you start fully concentrating on yourself for a very long period of time, that's then you're gonna become more, give yourself more self-trust. You're gonna know your value, you're gonna know your worth, you're gonna know your goals, which then Saturn is gonna see, do you see what I'm saying? And bring it in.
And we need Saturn to see.
Yeah, we need him to see. And also your Chiron needs healing.
Yeah.
Because, well, I say you're never going to heal that. Chiron is a wound that just carries over. And you kind of then can help other people as well once you start, you know, it's like when people are alcoholics and they go sober, right? They have to go through a really hard time and they help other people, if you get what I'm saying.
So that could play into my North Node Aquarius.
So
well.
I would be really thinking, park the relationships to the side.
So no dating apps.
Yeah.
No new obsessions.
No new obsessions.
Oh, God, how boring.
Get obsessed with something else. Get obsessed with, like, I don't know, something.
Okay.
I'm looking around your house now, like,
Yeah, I can't get obsessed with anything in here. I'm used to it already.
Yeah, like, yeah.
I'll need to get obsessed with my baby, my business.
Yes.
That's what I need to get obsessed with. I say it to myself all the fucking time. Like, that needs to be my
Venus
obsession.
is in your first house as well, so you're going to meet it. And it doesn't always work out, but I think wherever Venus is in your chart in astrology means that you could potentially find your love. And because it's conjunct your Chiron, I think that you will find it once you find your self-worth.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you saying that last time. You find it through your healing.
Yeah, through, like, when you're in a really good place, when you are, secure. Because what's happening at the moment is when you're attracting these relationships, even though you've got really hard aspect, and I don't take away that it's not hard, because it is extremely hard. We said this last time, that you've got a lot of karmic placements, okay? But when these men leave, or women even, men, I'm just used to going straight to men. Sorry about that. But whoever. That sounds horrible. Sorry, no, I don't mean it. You know what I mean?
Well, it could be either. We'll never
Your
know.
partners, when they are leaving, your self-worth is rocked, and you're not coming from a secure place.
Yeah, too fucking right. My self-worth is massively rocked. But what I said in the beginning of my intro actually is that, like, I've recently just evolved again. Like, after Mr. Ringwood, I've evolved from that situation. Like, I was really in the depths of it, but I feel that I've evolved from it. Like, every single time I have one of these little situations with these little shit cunts, that's actually what I called them, I evolve more and more. Like, I get better and better, I guess, at
This is the whole
handling
point.
it.
Your chart is literally that. Your
Also,
chart
I
is
am
very
doing it
relationship based. So you are going to get better from relationships. Not that you're going to, like, like, this is all Saturn in a 7th house. That's karma. That is, like,
I wish I would have, like...
Chiron in the 1st house, then conjunct your Venus, your other love thing, wounds, heavy, right, karmic. And then we got another karmic position with your Scorpio, Moon and Pluto. They're all karmic.
Mm-hmm.
So...
It's good. No, I definitely feel that, though. I really, really do. Like, I learn the lessons quicker, or I see the lessons quicker. I may not learn them quicker. I'm very aware that they need to be learned, but I sit with them for longer. I don't react as much. Like, I am evolving quicker in these situations, for sure. Yeah. But this is what gets me. I'm like this every time as well. I'm like, okay, well, now I know. I need another one to test me, to see how well I handle the next one.
No. I think you just need to not date in the nicest way possible. Yeah. You just need to take, like, just a backseat take on relationships, because I think this is what we do, especially, like, as we get older, because, like, I'm 33 now as well, and we think, oh my god, like, I should be with the love of life, I should be doing this, but you don't need to be with the love of life. I mean, women last longer without being in a relationship anyway.
Yeah, I've heard this, yeah. Literally.
So, like, it's like, just concentrate on yourself, and I think you'll find the love, the abundance, and that will come with time. But I think, right now we're attracting wrong partners. Yeah,
I agree. And I think I'm going to do that.
Good.
I am. I don't think I know. I'm going to.
So we're moving away from relationships now. I will just say that in your 1st house, though, you have got Mars there. And that's at 29 degrees as well, so it's in the final degree stages. So that means, again, your energy is the last time it's going to be in Cancer. So you feel like your drive, your passion, everything is, like, extra, if that makes sense. It's extra. Cancer, to be fair, Mars actually is what you're sexually attracted to as well. So nurturing qualities for you should be what you're attracted to.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, that's sexual attraction. So that's in 29 degrees. So it basically means when you go after things, you're going to really go after them once you put your mind to it.
Absolutely, yeah, I can definitely resonate with that.
Okay, so let's go to your 4th house. So your 4th house is quite a deep house. So it is your home life, but it's where you came from, your childhood, your ancestral roots live there as well. So anything from where you came from, let's say, but also your home. It's in Libra. So on the surface, Libra means like you like your thing, you like your house to be nice. If that makes sense. Harmonious, beautiful. They're ruled by love. So ruled by Venus. So yeah, they love beauty. They like aesthetics in their home and environment. They like everything to feel nice and things like that. But your IC's there. So IC is where you came from. It relates a lot to your family life and your childhood experiences. So in your life, in your growing up, there would have felt like you either had to keep the peace, or you only felt loved by being agreeable or sort of good, or fitting a certain aesthetic, like trying to keep the peace and balance. So my guess would be, because you're quite emotional, I hate to label you as that, but because you're quite emotional and you've got deep feelings, that wasn't allowed when you were growing up.
Yeah.
So
Definitely. It's like what I said, like I feel like, yes, of course I have always been loved by my parents and whatever, but not for who I actually am, like for these things that because I've had to be good, or I've had to, like, I think I mentioned it in one of my other episodes where, let's say with my dad's, like I remember this one time in Australia where we had a bit of an argument. They came out to visit me, and my dad made this comment when we were out with a couple of my friends, where he said, "Oh, you used to be a really sweet little girl," and he said that all the time. And I pulled him up on it when, like, the next night when we were out for dinner, and I said, "What did you mean, like, when you said that? Because you say it all the time, like, you used to be a really sweet little girl." And he was like, "Well, because you did." He was like, "You're hard-faced now." And I was like, "Hard-faced?" I was like, "Dad, I've lived life. Like, I've had abusive relationships. My brother's dead. I've seen you cheat on my mum. Like, I've lived life. Like, you are so attached to the sweet little girl that I used to be that you don't know the woman that I am today." And I remember his response back, the first thing that he said was, "What relationship was abusive?" And it was like, are you fucking joking? Because that was, for me, such a massive, significant part of my life, where the boyfriend that I was with at the time, he even went to prison for beating me up, like being abusive towards me. He went to prison for that. And the fact that my dad had erased that from his memory of my life, because he's so attached to how I live my life. Like I've said it in one of my podcasts about how he uses like 2 separate towels, one to dry the dishes, one to dry your hands, and I'll get like a pat on the back for using the right towel to dry my hands with. That's so ridiculous, but I get satisfaction out of that because I've had an approval from my dad for that, or because I've bought a mop to clean my kitchen floors, which I haven't used in ages, and he'd be upset about that. You know, like, it's like I'm not trying to be loved for who I am. I'm trying to be loved for the materialistic, practical things that I do, which I don't give a fuck about. I don't care about what towel I use. I don't care about, but it's ingrained in my mind now that I do it in my own flat.
So it's weird that you say that, because Saturn represents dad, and Saturn is stern, and he's quite meticulous, and he's quite, do you know what I mean? He's an earth sign, so he's very da-da-da-da. But also Jupiter, which is in Gemini. Jupiter may indicate that your dad was quite intelligent as well, because it's in Gemini. Yeah. So, yeah, those 2 issues. But actually, from all that, that's kind of it. It's like from that, you've stemmed that feeling of not feeling quite loved for who you are and not emotionally safe. And then you've got your IC in Libra, which is you just keeping the peace and not fitting a certain aesthetic, and you probably don't feel like you fit a certain aesthetic. Yeah. But actually, you've got your Black Moon Lilith there in the 4th house. It's not conjunct, but it is in the 4th house. And your Black Moon Lilith is... Do you know much about Lilith?
No. I mean, no.
Yeah, so Lilith was in the mythology and all that sort of, because that's where astrology sort of all got the things from. But in Lilith, she was the first wife of Adam, so before Eve, and she was created as Adam's equal. However, Adam wanted to overthrow her and kind of subject her, especially in the bedroom with all things taboo and things like that. He wanted to sort of be higher than her and control her and da-da-da. But Lilith didn't want it. So she kind of said a massive fuck you. And she left. And yeah, so she's got that sort of independent, darker side, that free spirit, that sort of rebel energy. That's what she represents. And you've got it in your 4th house. So that's actually as well, that's squaring your 7th house as well, your relationships. So I wonder in relationships that you feel like you might need to keep the peace. That you might need to fit a certain aesthetic, fit into that as well.
Yeah, that's why I never honour my true feelings, because it's like I don't want to like piss someone off or like have them think about me in a type of way. Yeah, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so that's very Libra. So like keeping the peace, keeping the balance, ruled by Venus, the aesthetic, the beauty, keeping that high standard. But actually what Lilith is here to do is to fuck that up. Is to show the real you, okay? Because what she did was she represents what we suppress, okay, and how we come across. Yours is in Libra. So in relationships and in your home life, into your family, you feel like you should come across a certain way, but actually we need your authenticity and your authenticity, yeah.
Authenticity.
And your autonomy, and we need all that. We need a massive fuck you.
Yeah.
But it's like embracing that energy of being the true you.
Oh my God. So I feel that so strongly as well. Like I know that she exists so strong, like that part of me, because it always wants to come out as well. Like
it's also squaring your Venus as well. So your love. So anything to do in your love, you're gonna feel like you have to keep the peace. You have to keep the balance. But you don't. You absolutely don't. And actually, we're gonna come to it in a minute, your 12th house. But you remember last time we spoke about Jupiter, the planet of luck, bang on your Saturn.
Yeah.
She is trining your Jupiter. So in order for you to expand, you need to embrace her.
Embrace Lilith.
Embrace Lilith. Embrace that wild, free, independent spirit. And not keep the balance. Obviously, sometimes we have to. But do you know what I mean? You don't have to keep the peace and balance and harmony for everyone. That's not your job. It's redefining what is fair. Because actually, Libra, when it's in its high expression, it stands up for what it believes in. And for the justice in life. So that's where the scales, because it's out of balance.
Yeah.
So it's redefining what fairness means to you. What is actually fair in your relationships? What is actually fair in your family and home life? And owning those darker emotions that you have and those darker feelings. Owning that in your relationships.
Yeah.
And owning that in life, basically.
Oh God, yes. I feel like I am stepping a little bit more into that kind of energy, possibly not in like any kind of intimate relationships yet, or maybe friendships, but in say work life.
Yeah.
Like I don't stand for, or if I'm like walking down the street and I see something, I would not try and keep the peace somewhere that is showing me that like there's no peace there. You know, like I would not, like especially at work or anything like that, like I would always speak up. Like I would call someone out for doing something if they're a stranger, or at work if I think that if it's absolute bullshit or something like that. Like, but I'm still a little bit afraid to do that in my friendships and intimate relationships. But I've like I'm getting to the point where I'm nailing it in
it's the
everyday
people
life.
pleasing, isn't it? Yeah, so don't do that. You don't need to do that anymore, especially in your family. You don't need to do that.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, that's Black Lilith. She's my new favourite obsession. Let's go to your moon. We still haven't talked about your moon.
Yes, the Scorpio moon.
So your moon is obviously in Scorpio, which you talked about, but it's in your 5th house, so creativity. So those things are really important to you. But the main thing of it is that you have got Pluto conjunct your Scorpio moon. So like I said, conjunct is when they're close together. So not only is your moon deep because it's in Scorpio, it needs depth, it needs darker themes, it needs nothing superficial, it wants connection. It's also got Pluto on the top of it, and that's in Scorpio as well. So it's got more of a healing energy added to that, but it's also adding more depth. With that comes overwhelming emotions at times, but each time you have a place that's like so overwhelming emotions, it will basically project you in the right. It's taking that pain and putting it into power, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are the two that I think that's why you are a Scorpio moon, you need depth, but that's why you also need more depth, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd be looking at each time you have sort of one of those moments where it's so overwhelming, you think, oh my God, this is so much emotion, like trying to feel it, but also not stay in it for too long, because that can be too much, that can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
But also trying to channel it then into something else.
It's something
so
creative.
Instead of just sitting there, I don't know, crying for hours and hours and feeling so consumed, try and channel it into creativity when it gets too much. I'm not saying don't feel it, because that's the worst thing you can do, but just try and not sit in it so it consumes you.
Yeah, and that is normally when I do go to my notes app and start writing a poem, because I can be as profound as I possibly want to when I write my poetry about my feelings, and it's always when it is in those real in-depth parts where it's like I have no idea how to handle this, but I know how to articulate it, so I'll just put it into a
and that's actually quite a good way, because you're balancing the both energies. So the problem with Gemini is that they can sometimes overanalyze, like actually intellectualize the emotion, right?
Yeah.
And Scorpio and water can sometimes feel it too much to the point that they're consumed. So actually, by channeling it, it's kind of creating the harmony with the both two energies.
Because they would be head and heart, wouldn't they, as well?
Yeah, head and heart, like pulling with each other, while your head's like trying to rationalise it, but you're just feeling it so emotionally.
Yeah.
Which is actually quite beautiful for you, because a lot of times I have to say in charts, more often enough, they're in the point of over-intellectualising. And normally I have to tell people, like, you're not feeling it. You're just trying to work out why you feel a certain way, and, you know, but you're, like, by yours for you, creativity is huge. And I would be, you know, when you're like, I need a new session, get obsessed with creating. Because your Gemini's going to love that. Your Scorpio moon sitting in your 5th house is going to love that. And I'd even go dark as possible.
Dark as possible. Okay.
Maybe like chucking paint at like a canvas.
Oh yes, I would. That.
Oh, here you go.
That's what I feel like I really want to do as well. Or it's like, I think I said last time, like a rage room, but making it creative. You know, like have it making it into some sort of art.
So people just get their hands of paint and they're just like. Like it's dark and it's taboo, so channel it dark and tabooish.
Okay, all right. Okay, yeah, I can definitely think of some stuff that I can do for that. And then I could put that out collectively as well, like rage painting or something, you know.
Yeah. I think your chart to me is telling me that relationships are going to be a struggle, so channel it into something else. Really, you've got such beautiful creative energy. Wonderful. You know, Gemini, Cancer, creative. They're like one of the 2 top signs. I think I even said it before when we were talking previously. So really zone into that and add that into your purpose, your power, what you're here to do. Own that dark depth that people don't want to go to.
Yeah.
Own it. Yeah.
That just makes so much sense as well about why I'm always so interested in other people's thoughts and like I say it so
psyche.
often, like but I want to know your thoughts, but I want to know the deepest, darkest thoughts, like the darkest thoughts that you've ever thought. Like, what are they?
Yeah.
What is the most fucked up thing that you've ever thought? Because I do think dark things a lot, but I'm also like aware that I don't like emotionally kind of attach to them. I'm just aware that they exist, you know, dark, messy thoughts or whatever.
I think sometimes people would think that dark is like bad. Like I'm really dark. Like I love dark and I love anything deep, sex, drugs, rock and roll, which they say, well, not really. But you know what I mean? All the psyche things, all the taboo things, anything sexual. I'm like, please, can we talk about it?
Yeah.
But I can talk about other things to other people. It doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
So it depends what doesn't affect you. But I think we briefly spoke about this last time. But you've got beautiful energy to your moons. Look, there's no red in sight.
And
So actually, all the energies. What's there? We got your sun. Yes. You might sometimes be. This is sort of saying that you might stuck between your head and your heart. Do you know what I mean? A little bit at times, because that's the opposition.
Definitely.
But here, this Chiron here, more creative energy, more in this, heals this, heals this.
Okay.
You see?
All right. Let's gotta get creative, Gil.
Yeah. So last but not least is where is your 12th house. This is your stellium, where your stellium is. I don't know if I've explained what stellium is.
No.
Sorry, I'm getting a little bit confused because we've done 2 now. I'm like, which one am I?
Just give us a recap.
A stellium is 2 or more placements in. No, sorry. A stellium is 3 or more placements in one sign. You've actually got 2 stelliums. You've got your one in your 7th house. So that is a lot where the energy is going. But you've also got one in your 12th house, which is in Gemini. When it's a stellium, it means that there's a lot of concentrated energy in that sign. So you're kind of here to fulfill that sign's purpose. With the Capricorn one in your 7th house, it is outer planet. So you will feel that sort of Capricorn energy, but it's going to come across more as beliefs and beliefs, values and things like that, rather than your Gemini stellium, which you will feel more internally, like it'd be more, you'll resonate with it more, because you're not going to resonate with Capricorn energy because it's more in outer planets, like I said. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so your Gemini stellium is in your 12th house. Your 12th house is the dreams, it's the spiritual world, it's the more introspective side, introspective house. It's, just that more intuitive house, because it's ruled by Pisces. Pisces, extremely intuitive. Yours is in Gemini. You've got your Sun, you've got your Jupiter, you've got your Mercury. We've got your Mercury at 1 degree in Gemini. Like I said, it's at 1 degree, like the Aries energy. So in Mercury, your soul's never been there. So that can sometimes feel very like your mind's racing all the time. It doesn't know where to go with thoughts and feelings, because Gemini is a scatty energy. It's very chaotic. And when it's in, even though it's in a great placement in Mercury, because Mercury is ruled by Gemini, so it's at home there. It likes being there, but that does mean that it is a consumed thoughts. But you're also going to be very intuitive, pick up on things, because it's in that 12th house.
Definitely.
So yeah, I'll just say, let me have a look at the aspects. Yeah, it's squaring that north node and your south node. There's a couple of squares, there's a couple of tensions there. I just wonder sometimes if that Mercury there is stopping you achieving what you truly want because of the over-consuming thoughts that you have.
More likely, yeah, because I think when we touched on earlier, like the head and the heart, I do struggle to figure out which one is talking.
Yeah.
Like I always say, like, I know that my heart will always be guiding me towards something that is more for me, and my head maybe got more guided me towards something that could be a little bit more challenging. Like, the way that I can explain that is, you know, when people say they split up with someone and they're like, oh, my heart just like wants him, and this person's been like a twat or whatever, they're like, oh, my heart really wants him but my head is saying no. I'm always like, no, like, your heart would not want you to go back to something that's not good for you, that's not aligned with you. If this person was a twat, like, your head may convince you that that's the right thing to do instead,
I
like,
think
rather than your heart.
The opposite, I do.
But if it's like
your heart feels right, so when you sit in that feeling, that's your heart, and it wants it. If it loves something, it wants to be with it, right, whether it's good or bad. It's your head that differentiates between the two.
Yeah. I mean, that's another perspective, definitely.
I think it can just depend on the situation, because I totally see where you're coming from, but I wonder. I think from your whole chart and what you've said, I think there is actually possible that you're not listening to not only your gut but also your head enough, like that head that's telling you not to do this or do that. So
yeah,
but it's also stopping you when maybe you have big goals and dreams and you want to go after stuff. It's giving you that worry element.
Yeah, definitely. And just wondering whether or not that is my intuition or a repeated pattern or a repeated thought or something like that, you know?
I would say, why, instead of thinking about what it is,
feel it
and just fuck around a little and see what happens.
Fuck around and find out.
Yeah, not literally fuck, but but literally, like, do you know what I mean? Just have a little play. Just have a little play and kind of see how it feels. I mean, when it's in relationships, maybe not, but like in other scenarios where you think, oh, your head's just going, but your heart's saying one thing, just see kind of. I feel like you do know what you're doing. You do.
Yeah,
You do.
I do.
You're just making excuses.
I
now.
just,
I'm joking.
I just like to be delusional. I enjoy it. It's a good place to be.
It is. I mean, like I said, normally I'm telling people to feel more into their. Do you know what I mean? I think you've got a beautiful element of the both.
Thank
Just
you.
sometimes needs a little channeling a little better.
Yeah.
But we've discovered we're going to channel it through dark things now.
Lilith, yeah, I'm
Lilith.
stepping into that Lilith energy. And who else? What's the other? There's like a goddess, like Hecate or...
Oh yeah, Hecate.
Yeah.
So weirdly, I had a reading done not long ago, and she said that I have Lilith watching over me and Virgin Mary, two very different energies, but...
Yeah, very different energies.
Like, maybe that's why I feel so conflicted all the time.
I want to fuck.
And the other one's like, no. So true.
No, I want to cuddle though.
Yeah, like I don't actually want to have sex. I want to be a virgin. Yeah. So then we're going to go on the Sun in Gemini, and then Jupiter in Gemini. Sun, your ego, who you are at the core. Jupiter, planet of expansion. Very lucky wherever you have it. And it's bang on your sun, it's conjunct it. So it's actually giving your sun, it's giving you luck and purpose. But sometimes a bit delusional. Sometimes doesn't have boundaries, Jupiter. So be careful of that. But it is definitely channeling your sun with the two energies together. So you might find in some situation, I know you've had a hard time, that you might actually find yourself being quite lucky in things or hitting the jackpot. And you think, oh yes, great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know you've had quite a lot going on, but wherever Jupiter is your chart is where you find luck, and it's on your sun, on you.
Okay.
So
I mean, yeah, it is rare for that, but there is random little circumstances. There's actually, I've been lucky in places of my actual life. Like, I was supposed to die when I was born because I was a prolapse cord baby.
Wow.
So in the hospital, I was like a miracle baby.
Oh, okay.
When I was born, because they all were just preparing my mum for me to be dead. And then I've had like a really bad accident where I fell onto my head. I had a brain hemorrhage. I fractured my skull. I was on like life support for 12 hours or something.
Well, that's quite lucky.
But yeah, I survived. Like, I had a blowout on the motorway, and I was like, in the fast lane, and my tyre blew out, and I'd done like a 360 spin across 3 lanes and just like ended up in the slow lane. And this is at like rush hour in the morning, and somehow I didn't hit a single person, a single thing. Nobody hit me. I just spun and ended up in the hard shoulder. So it's like random little things like that I'm lucky with, like with my life.
I think I would say that's because that's in your dreams world, isn't it? The death.
Yeah.
So it's like there.
It's not so much when I like apply for an Omaze ticket to win a house in the New Forest though.
Yeah.
Because I really thought I was going to win that.
It's like Uranus.
I was like, oh my God, it's mine. And I was seeing all these signs afterwards as well where I was like, no, this is actually definitely mine.
So yeah, that all together. I mean, but that Jupiter is getting trined from that Black Lilith. We need to unleash her.
Oh, yeah, we do.
We do, because she's supporting your Jupiter and your Sun. She's supporting that energy. So I think the more that you channel this stop people-pleasing energy in your home life and in your relationships, that's going to help that. And this 12th house is all healing energy. So what you're doing at the moment with the Reiki and all that. And let me have a look. Sun. You haven't got any harsher aspects to your Sun. So you've got a beautiful Aquarius, which is trining that, your Aquarius North Node. So it's kind of saying, you know, use your moon, because it's actually also got an aspect to your moon as well. Use your Scorpio moon to help your Jupiter, your Sun expand. Put that Black Moon Lilith there. Start embodying that Scorpio moon in that 5th house, that 4th house Black Lilith, stop people pleasing, unleash her, and this will help you expand your moon, which will then help you go to your North Node.
Okay.
So yeah, any questions? Because I feel like we've gone through your whole chart now.
I think I might have asked you this last time, but maybe it'll come out differently this time. But if you could recommend me to do 3 things to start stepping into this energy going forward from today, what would that be?
Heal your Chiron. Start working with that self-worth, that emotional safety. Start finding someone to maybe that you can be emotionally safe with, or not. Even if you can't find it, express it more through creativity. Start working on that love, and that you are worthy of love. You're worthy of lots of things, and that doesn't need to come from an outside source. That needs to come from within. Start healing that. That would be my number one. Start healing that Chiron. Start thinking more about your business, how we can integrate that darker, deeper energy, that Lilith. You know, like when you're on your branding and things like this.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm giving you content advice. That's what I want to see. Not only is she a therapist, she's now a content creator. I'm so embarrassed.
That was so convicted as well of that. That's what I want to shoot. She pointed her finger at me and everything, guys.
No, but I'm being serious.
No,
I've start
felt
integrating the more darker themes. Keep like that Scorpio moon depth. Let's deepen it. Like, do you know what I mean? And then think about how we can spread that collective.
I feel like even like this podcast, like, is potentially healing my Chiron as well, because it's this is a place that I feel safe enough to be able to express, because I don't know who's listening. No one's talking back to me. Like, it's a container for me to say whatever the fuck I want, and nobody's going to come back and tell me that it's right or wrong. You know, it's like I feel like I'm healing something by doing this, because it feels real good, like, to talk unapologetically.
100%. Yeah, those would be my 3 sort of, and let's move away from relationship.
Okay. Wait, what was number 3?
Move away from relationship.
Oh.
Did I say that? No, hang on. Yeah, 1. Let's healing the Chiron.
Healing the Chiron.
Keep healing the Chiron. Think about things more collectively. What you can do in your business and just in life.
Yeah.
Things, I don't know, maybe go to more things. I don't know. And then have more of that sort of creativity, darkness. Channel it more, and maybe if you feel more comfortable to show it off.
Yeah. And stay away from relationships for the time being, because it will come to me when you're.
I feel like once you're in a good place, not in a, sounds awful. In a good place. No, but you know what I mean. When you're really.
No, I understand.
I know what I'm saying. People can do that.
I mean, in just a more accepting place of myself.
Yeah, I think just keep. Like, you're doing amazing work already, and I think I said this to you before, like, you know, this is a heavy karmic. I don't know why I'm laughing at. Karmic, it's not funny. A karmic, it is really karmic, and even with one of these placements in a chart, I would be, you know, saying, like, this is heavy, this is a lot. I'm not going to take away from the fact that there is pain and there is trauma, especially with that Cancer Chiron of not ever feeling loved and worthy of love. Like, really heavy themes. However, I think everything that you are doing is amazing, and I think you are on the right direction 100%. So be proud of yourself.
Oh, thank you. Oh God, I just can't begin to express how helpful this is. Like, it's so good.
I feel like I need to put the camera on.
yeah, you should have kept it running. But it is just it's the best. Like, everybody needs to do this. Everybody.
Yeah, I believe it.
Because I also think it's really good in life today, because we are so taught to disconnect from what is for us, like where we come from, because we're also set and focused on trying to be a certain way based on societal norms and based on what society says, the generational energy says, the media, you know, everyone's following such, it makes you realise that you are potentially following such a wrong path. Like, I think even you said it about yourself at the beginning, like, you realised that all the things that you were kind of focusing on was nothing to do with your chart. Like,
like, for me, like, I'm like, relationships aren't what I'm here for, and so I've kind of trying to park that. Like I said to you, I'm not like archable over here, like, at all.
No,
but like, when I saw my chart and I saw the karmic and how my chart is just not geared up for that, just thought, do you know what, like, I drop it, like, I just stop focusing on it. And yeah, and everything that I've always been told that I'm too messy, too loud, too brash, too honest, too this, too that, like, and it was just exactly who I am. And I just think, like, everyone needs to be told that it's okay to be you, like, you are perfect the way you are. Obviously there's always room for improvement and things like that, but you being a water sign with intelligence, powerful, right?
Yeah.
You know, you just need someone to tell you that. Well, no, you don't actually, it's already in with you, but having the confirmation and the liberation and
it's the confirmation. And I think I said at the beginning, it's just the way that you explain it as well. Like, it's just you explain it so beautifully, like, you articulate it so well.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you really do. And it's just like the validation that you need to know that deep, in depth feeling, that deeply set feeling that you've had, like, throughout your entire life, of being the way that you are and knowing that you are the way that you are, and having everybody else convince you otherwise, like, that feeling is the truth. Like, that is the true feeling that you're just constantly ignoring because of what everybody's telling you, that you're too much or too, like, now if anybody says that to me, I'll be like, thank you, thanks for noticing.
Oh, really?
Thanks for noticing.
Yeah. That's deep. Thanks.
Yeah. Like, fucking, I know.
I think it's just
great,
like, everyone thinks that they're too something, like, and I just think, like, just be you, like, that's all, that's what's going to make you happy, right? You know, and as long as you're not being a cunt, then why does it matter?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, why does it matter? And fuck what everyone else says. Fuck people's opinion. You know what? I was thinking this the other day, today on the way here. I was like, isn't it crazy how we still think we have to ask opinion and still get validation and still get the okay from everyone else? There's something you want to do it. If it's burning inside you, do it. Don't listen to anyone else.
Yeah.
And I feel like your birth chart just gives you access to that. I mean, like, I could even just read your chart now for content creation. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you can see your love, you can see your purpose, you can see your, like, who you are, like, you can see everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I highly recommend, like, literally anybody that wants to get their birth chart read, I would highly recommend it. Even if you don't want to, I'd highly recommend it to you more, because you fucking need it probably, and you need to reach out to Mhari. I'll drop her details in the description anyway, so if anyone wants to give her a follow or reach out, then they can do. And yeah, thank you so much, Mhari. Like, it's been amazing. Round 2 was even better, I reckon.
Yeah,
much
definitely.
better.
Good.
So thank you so much. Thanks for listening, guys. That will be the end of it for this one, but I will catch you guys in a couple of weeks for episode 5. Well, I will have, as I said, another special guest, my very good friend Louise, on with us to talk all things. Yes. Oh, do you know what? We'll have to do one with us 3, actually, one day, because I reckon all 3 of us would have a banging chat together.
Oh, I love Louise.
Yeah, she's a legend. And so you heard it here for truth. Even Mhari agrees that she's a legend. It's going to be great chats. We're going to be talking about all kinds of deep, dark stuff. We're going to embrace our Black Moon Liliths for the both of us, talking about everything that we've been through, what's happened, and why we are in this place that we are now. But thanks for listening, guys. Take it easy in the meantime, and I'll catch you soon.